Alright, hey, what's up, guys? Is MetaGamesGX here, and as we're all waiting for the new ban list to come out, I figured that I would take a foray into, hey guys, look at my new deck, but also we would take a foray, a new little dive, a tiptoe back into a format that we used to play a lot. If you've been around here for a while, we used to play a lot of Edison format, and I kind of fell off of Edison format because I went to YCS Raleigh, and I also went to Nats of 2023, and I played a lot of Edison pods in both of those events. And I played against people who just knew the format way better than me, and it just kind of like killed my incentive because I was like, oh no, these guys are so much better than me, and like, how am I? It just seems like a sack fest if I can just do nothing about it. But you know, I've recently reassessed the format with, you know, some friends of mine like Nightfall, playing the format as a thing to play while we deal with this really bad format into the ban list. And it led me to start grinding on DB again. I hit like about 600 rating on Edison ranked in the last few days, which is pretty cool. Not really trying too hard, but we have been using two different decks. Two of my favorite decks, the Blackwing deck. Right here that you guys see, I've first placed a pretty big tournament with Edison Blackwings, my first Edison tournament actually. So Blackwings is my tried and true deck, and Edison I know how to play it better than any other deck. Yeah, of course it is kind of like the Tenpai of the format, but overall I still think there's a lot of skill expression with the deck because it's still Edison format, and I think Edison is super skillful format because it has a lot of to do with technical play. You have to read what your opponent does, and that is a lot of the skill. Like, everyone can play their deck pretty fine because the decks don't require too much skill. I mean, obviously there's decks like dragons, and then also like especially like lightsworn, which take a lot more brain power across like a whole tournament. In Blackwing is a lot easier to do that kind of long event without having to put in too much mental effort. However, I think a lot of what the skill of Edison is, like I mentioned, is reading your opponent, seeing the situation. Does he have gores? Does he not? These 50-50 decisions. Is that a torrential tribute? Has he used his mirror force already? Checking his graveyard. Does he have 3 darks? There's a lot of upkeep in terms of being able to play around what your opponent has, especially if you know what deck they're on, and there's so much diversity in the format, so I see why a lot of people latch onto it at the end of the day. And you know, I think I probably gave it too little of a chance. So here's the deck profile really quickly. Blizzard, Bora, 1 Gale, 3 Kalut, 3 Shura, 3 Sirocco, and then 2 Vayu, 1 Dad, and 1 Gores. I really like the 3 Bora. I heard people have been running 2 of this. I just don't see why. It's one of your best normals off of Black Whirlwind. It's a big body, and a lot of times this deck struggles with not having bodies, so I don't quite agree with that. And 2 Vayu, I know that a lot of people have just been running 1. I've tested between 1 and 2. It's a personal preference. I just love 2. I like having the extra body. Like I said, I do respect that highly in the Blackwing deck, and also just being a target for Icarus, I could also just wall it up with a Kalut. It's really useful, and then obviously facilitating the Blackwing Armor Master Armed Wing plays with Sirocco and Armed Wing. So I would definitely, I like having 2 for the grind game, because a lot of the time this deck can run out of steam if they grind through your pieces, kill off your Black Whirlwind, and you you go through your Gal and your Blizzards. So I would think that the fact is having the 2 Vayu lets me have the grind game, lets me have like multiple summons out of my graveyard even after my opponent has cracked my board. It can be pretty important for coming back in a game that you probably should not be winning. I think double Vayu helps with that a lot. And speaking of winning games you should not be winning, I think Gores and Dad, obviously Dad is staple, but Gores is something that a lot of people have not ran in Blackwings prior. But I think with the uptick of people running Legacy Yagarasu and things like Jar Greed in order to play around things like Heavy Storm and Mystical Space Typhoon and Dust Tornado, I think Gores is an incredible choice in Blackwings right now. Your only card you have to worry about sticking on the field is Black Whirlwind, and to be honest, you can just Icarus stack it off if you want to play around Starlight Road, as this one bozo on DB did. It was so funny, oh my gosh. But yeah, no, and then the Dust Shoot, the Mirror Force, no Torrential. I think that's something I'd like to try and make some room for, but I can't quite see what I'd put in there. I think Torrential also plays around Gores, so like doesn't mesh well with Gores. 3D Prison, very good. 3 Icarus, and then like I said, the 3 Yadas, 1 Jar. I've actually debated on updating it to 2 more Jars, but you know, not too much space. I think this is just fine as it is. 40, I really do respect a 40 deck. in Blackwing, you want to be able to see Black Whirlwind. That's why you play the deck. And then very standard extra deck. Nothing really to say. I do run the Thought Ruler. And then side deck is D-Crow, Cyber Dragon. The best stables in the side deck for Edison. And then Royal Oppression, effect or Skill Drain for Lightsworn and decks that like to spam. Also Frogs. Starlight Road just for the Blackwing mirror match. I was maining this. It got a lot of free wins, but I think it's better in the side. It just doesn't do a lot against certain decks, and it can be pretty dead. My body just for as an extra Starlight, Noblemans because they blow them out, and then Fossil Dyna is pretty cute. And then Nightfall Tech told me to run Deck Deviants, Dark Illusion. Dark Illusion is great for the mirror, and then Frogs, and then Deck Devi for Frogs. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys off the profile. Now we're going to do some live ranked on Edison Blackwings and try and make a video out of it. So make sure to leave a like on the video right now if you are enjoying it so far. If you want to see more live Edison and more Edison content, please let me know. It's just for now, at least until I obviously get until the format kind of shapes up here, until the ban list. But I'd be down to continue, you know, the content. So we drew a pretty strong hand going against a guy with decent rating. So I think on hands like this, I like to just like set the Yada, and then I can kind of fuel with the Icarus attack because I do have a Blizzard for the crackback, and Bora is a lot more expendable than Shura. So having the Shura or the Blizzard for crackback on top of BrainCon is quite good. And Icarus attack basically means he can't really establish a Raikou board. And like if he heavy storms here, that's fine because it's a 1-for-1, so it's whatever at that point. That's why I love Legacy. You can bait the heavy storm really well. And it's just a 1-for-1 at that point. He goes Dark Calling there, which is pretty insane. Oh, Raviel Valkyrion, the hell? Holy shit. Yeah, I guess that's how that happens. Holy shit. That guy just went to 7,500 damage. What is it? See, this is what I love about Edison format. Well, I don't know if I love it, but it's something. It's something. Okay, so 7,500. He's a viewer. Yeah. So this is cool. We did draw the Black Whirlwind, so I think that we are going to be able to actually out this. Turns out that we're going against a viewer right now, which is pretty cool. We always love to see it. That's the first time on the Edison ladder, but I do think I just win here. Okay, so honestly, that was the largest monster I've ever seen in Edison. Alright, so I don't even know what I'm supposed to frickin' side in against this guy because he's just going against Dark Calling with Valkyrion and all that fun stuff. So he mentioned he doesn't like oppression, so I think that's just kind of like what we are going to side in. I think I could take out things like Agors and then, yeah, just take these out and then put in the Cyber Dragons and see how that goes. So our first game of the day is definitely a sack is a funny one. We drew Trap Dust Shoot, Legacy, Black Whirlwind, Mirror Force, Heavy Storm. It's a pretty good opening, especially if he ends up setting more to commit. I hope he commits more here. He does. He seemed to take a second to think on that commitment, so unless he has Trap Dust Shoot here, I think this Heavy Storm's about to put in some work. Let's see if he has the Starlight Road. No, he does not. So yeah, we got that right. He is on the rock deck. That's why I thought he was on. Yeah, I think I kind of just have to go Trap Dust Shoot, Legacy, Mirror Force here. And then just like, if that's a Raikou, that's a Raikou, you know? And then we can get, I feel so bad. I'm sacking this guy really hard, but okay then. He could go Dark Calling. Oof. Yeah, he has to have a rock monster. So I guess it's just still it's still the Prisma there because it's still his biggest body by far. So there's no reason not to spin that back. If he had a rock there, because Dark Calling is in his hand, that means he would be able to get into another really big guy. So for now, I think what we're gonna do is, I mean, we could go Black Whirlwind, normal the Blizzard, and then get the Vayu, but I think that's not quite the play. I think we don't get anywhere by just searching Vayu, and we also open up Black Whirlwind to being popped, which is not great. Now we're just gonna keep going pass until one of us gets something. So I think we can just go Cyber Dragon here and attempt to attack into whatever this is. Okay, yep, that's just a Snowman Eater, which is an Edison classic. Of course, you love to see the smiling snowman and those big ass fangs of his. Okay, so he goes Dark Calling here. That's pretty fine as long as he doesn't have an answer for my Mirror Force, which would just have to be a Heavy Storm at this point, or getting quite lucky. Oh my god, he's able to go 7,500 again. I think I just win here, though, because we already looked at his hand. He would have had to top deck something else. Does this have any protection on it? Nope. Yeah, that's just kind of how these jank decks go with Edison against Blackwings. Blackwings is very unforgiving to those jank decks, I cannot lie. I think I just have to go Black Whirlwind here. And then just obviously go into Vayu. And we have no other targets. And then let's just see what he has here. Oh, he has another one that's pretty good. I guess we can just unturn there. Not set the Icarus, even though it'd be pretty good to be able to use it on my... Oh, yeah. I have to take 600. Yep. So, yeah, we have Black Whirlwind here, 2 jars, and then Legacy here. I did draw the Sidra. The Sidra's not bad. The Sidra's not bad here. Sidra just gives me another way to be able to get through the 19. That's why I love Cyber Dragon, even against the decks that aren't machine decks. It's just great for going second, I think, and in general. Like, it's why this card's at 2. It's just, oh, that's pretty good. Yep, and at this point, it's just a 1-for-1. We drew off of that, so we're still at 5 cards. That's why we love the Legacy and Jar Greed. The new Edison meta has definitely made an impact on me. He probably doesn't have Gores here, if I had to guess. And then if he does, that's fine, because then we can go Icarus attack, but obviously he didn't. So now we can just... If he summons like a 1-mana monster... Yep, that's fine. So if he goes Caius here, that's pretty good. Yep, Caius is pretty good. Yeah, that did just play around everything, didn't it? That Caius was really, really good, but we have really, really good cards as well, so I think I'm just gonna go Shura set. And if here he went Heavy Storm, so I don't really have to worry about him going Heavy Storm again, right? And now we can go Deep Prison. And now we're going to be +3 on my man, so it's looking... Oh, he goes... Okay, then. That's fine. Future Fusion is just okay. We have the Icarus attack to prevent that one before coming out on the second turn. So I think that's okay. Future Fusion is one of those just generically one of the best cards in Edison. It's something I wish I could just throw into any deck, to be honest. I feel like that might be something people are not doing in Edison that maybe they should, because that card is just reads win the game, and the advantage you can gain from it is quite nuts. It's just unfortunate the Suns aren't the best in this format, to be honest. I think getting second Dark and Engrave would be pretty good. And just put him on a timer, because he won't be able to survive past next turn. We can get Legacy. Like, worst case, if these two go Graveyard, we have Dark Arm for Crackback. And we obviously have Icarus attack to be able to prevent really anything else. Oh, going trade in here on the Valkyrion. Got to recycle those bricks somehow, am I right? So we do have the Stratos here, which is Certainly interesting depending on what he got for top deck, I will say. Gets the malicious edge. He can't summon that. He could go and crash. I don't think. Oh, huh? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that was a game. Shout out to that guy. He was a viewer. Did appreciate that. So yeah, that was the first game with Edison Blackwings, folks. I hope we enjoyed that. And now we're going as 120 rating, so I'm sure we're in for something spectacular here. I'm sure there's going to be nothing that is rogue or perhaps janky, which is what I've just been running into all night. Let's see what he does. We drew Soroka, Bora, Gale the Whirlwind, Jargreed, and Legacy of Yatagarasu. He's gonna go Gold Sark, and Gold Sark gonna give him a dad. The dad's pretty good. Our hand's pretty average. The Jargreed, the Legacy is pretty good though. We're getting into some card advantage that hopefully won't get sniped too hard. Having a Bora here might help us a little bit more. But I do see that we have a Black Rose play, so I think we're just going to take that route. We're going to have the attack on Krebons on Prio. And... oh, he's going to Solemn Judgment me? That would be crazy. Okay, then this game is not fun. Okay. Well, at least we have the Sirocco vayu plays for Royal Oppression. See, that was one of the other decks I ran into. I would say that it's... oh. So we learned something. Apparently you can't Royal Oppression Inherit Summon. So that's kind of neat. But that means that we can't just quite go into Black Rose like we wanted to. So I'm just gonna make him pay for life. Now we can just set Jargreed and Legacy and hope to get into Icarus attack, something that just helps us get out of this kind of lock. Or Dark Armed comes down. Oh, that's interesting. He has a Caius there. What's he going to target? Yeah, I was going to say it's probably always the Gale there. Gale's just like one of the best cards in Edison. Also, just like targeting a dark... like, life is actually a currency in Edison. It matters. Like, unlike modern, life points definitely do matter in Edison. Yep, we did not draw the clue. I went for the draw too because sometimes you draw the clue, especially if there's 3 in your deck. Yeah, exactly. I was 1 off the clue, so it happens. Trust me, guys. But I do have the Sirocco, though. Sirocco plays around this. And... yeah, we're just going to go down here and collude him here because I want him to, like, just tribute into another Caius, bash the Sirocco, and then we're looking silly. Now we're going to just set the Dimensional Prison to hopefully have some... you know, have a little insurance, but he does have the Dark Armed coming up here, which is not good at all. I think the Dark Armed here could be pretty bad, but he does have Royal Oppression at least, so I do have a way to play around the Dark Armed at least. Which could be pretty good. I feel like that could be a Torrential, and a Torrential could really mess me up if I overcommit. So I think I just have to play it slow and gain card advantage here because he can't go into Dad. Okay. He's Spirit Reaper, that's okay. I'm glad I didn't overcommit now. I mean, now I can just keep ramming him with Bora, though. Unless he has an answer for Bora. Yeah, I knew that was a Torrential. Oh, that's so good. But the Royal Oppression is saving my ass, so I think it's okay. Unless he has a way to turn it off. Oh, another Gold Sark. I'd be fine if he gold sark for MST. Yeah, he's gold sarking for Heavy Storm. That's understandable. So at this point, he's on 54. He also has 3 Darks Engraved, so he can't quite put anything up. So I'm just gonna, like, go Shura, and the next turn I'll just turn off his Oppression. And I do have the Clue at least, too, so it's not bad. I'm pretty sure Shura plays around Battle Phase as well, or Damage Step. I do have my own dad now too, but that doesn't quite do anything. He does have 1 turn on Gold Sark, so I kind of have to use it or lose it at this point. I also have the MST, so I think I have to just kill the back row and then normal summon Blizzard and then go Kaloop. Oh, I hit the Mirror Force. That's so good. And now we have the Kaloop for game. So yeah, that was a good game. That was finally a solid game. Now we're just gonna side in once again our going second cards. We do have the DD Crows, the Cyber Dragons, and of course, I still couldn't even see what deck he was on. He was just kind of on some jank. I think Nobleman's could go in pretty well. I think what I like to side out going second typically is a D Prison, a Jar Greed. Igor is a vayu, which you don't always need. I used to side Dust Shoe, but it's kind of bad doing that. It's such a good card that comes up going second. And I try not to overside, so it's probably this. I don't think DD Crow... He does have Starlight, so maybe that's something to consider. Also, having the Grand Mole might come up, so something to consider. So we drew Crossout, Brain Control, Shura, Sirocco, Dark Armed. I think this hand's very good going second. The only thing better is if we had like a tuner for the Brain Con. Oh, Doomcal. Interesting. So if I Brain Con that, it activates on my own effect. So I think Sirocco normal summon's just the play here. And we'll see what happens there. He has to have a D Prison there. See what happens. He probably has something, if I had to guess. Nope, he doesn't. He just lets it through. That's fine. We can just pass with that. He gets 1 dark in the deck. So yeah, we're just seeing a dark deck at this point. It's just like Teledad, essentially. He's just passing at this point, so we are seeing quite possibly just another one-sided game. Wouldn't that be crazy, guys? And like, I would have shown the other games, because they were kind of something I was not doing very well with. But, you know, I feel like it was either against Glads, where I just lost die rolls. Obviously, I lost when they had the nuts. So, yeah, no, it's just kind of how it is at the end of the day. And he gets a Gorz here, which is interesting. Where's his token? Yeah, so now he gets his token that I just freshly made him. Now, do I go Brain Con here? That's the question. So I could go Brain Con, get Sirocco. I just don't want him to kill me next turn, but I don't think I die next turn no matter what. I think I still have to Brain Con. I'm doing this because I want to be able to tribute over this and then get another Sirocco, put the bottomless, and just prevent more of an OTK scenario from happening. Might have looked like a weird play, and maybe like someone better at Edison than me would criticize that play, but to me, I only have a normal summon, so next turn I'm going to use my normal on Shura or Sirocco, when I could just do the Sirocco this turn with Brain Con and get out of the way. I think it's like a better use of my resources. So yeah, we have the Bombless as well to challenge anything. I mean, he'll have a 2k token right there, but that thing will be able to crash worst case scenario, and then we have another Sirocco, so okay, fine. Sets 2. He does have set 2, which is pretty good. I wish he was kind of giving me some nobleman bait. No trapdoor shoot, so we're just gonna go Allure of Darkness here. Wow, holy. We do have a Dark Armed pretty live here, though. I think I banish Bora, actually, because I could go Black Whirlwind. But then that does get rid of my Bora access. It might seem crazy. Yeah, I think yeah. It might have been Banish Dad there, because if I banish Dad, I have unlimited resources. If he gets like Deep Prison or Bottomless on me, I lose my dad access here. So I think it's fine. I think he probably has something here if I had to guess. Yeah, he had a Torrential, so that's fine. He's now dad is live. And I could just go special summon dad. And banish the Shura. And on priority, destroy the housekeeping. So that's fine. We can just go battle phase here. Attack for 28. Do have the bomb list to back up everything, so I think it's probably still a game shot scenario at this point. We still have our Dark Arm live. Sadly not a quick effect. Imagine if Dark Arm Dragon was a quick effect. It would still be very good today. Offerings to the Doomed. Target one face up. Monster field. Destroy that target. Oh, that's pretty good. But you can't draw next turn. Interesting. Oh, okay. Sure. You can have something I was already not going to be able to use against you. I just have to draw something that... Okay, well, Deep Prison gets the job done now, doesn't it? He has to skip his battle phase. Why did he draw a card? No, I'm just gonna go bottomless on those. So we are at even advantage now, and it's interesting he's putting Spirit Reaper in defense. I guess that makes sense since I have a card in my hand to rip. I think I could go set Icarus attack here because he has to top deck Heavy Storm for it to be relevant, unless that is Heavy Storm. If that is Heavy Storm, holy shit. He's just built different. That'd be the craziest bait of all time. Okay. Cyber Dragon is not bad. Cyber Dragon's not bad. Which, if that is a real card, it's gonna be tough for him to go mirror or to go Heavy Storm here, which is a good thing. I mean, he would probably do it anyways, but we'll see. Yeah, now we get rid of it unless he has Solemn Judgment, which would be pretty good in this situation. Oh wait, sorry. And now we got the Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot doesn't do anything here, so we're just gonna set that and hope he draws into a bunch of cards, or we kill him by then, right? Alright, so looks like he is thinking 4 cards in hand, 4 cards. The Offerings to the Doom was pretty crazy. I like this alt art though. Is this something that we have? That alt art goes really hard. So he has 4 cards. I mean, I have no playable cards unfortunately, but I do have a Black Whirlwind, which it would be great if I drew something to combo with it, but we'll see. Okay, so that was the end of our Edison game because my man just went AFK. It's counting down to 90 right now, like DB usually does, as you guys see. Or nope. So if you guys enjoyed this Edison gameplay, make sure to leave 50 likes. We'll do some more Edison gameplay in the future. If you guys enjoyed that, next time we'll do a lightsworn video, do some Vayu Turbo. We'll get through like every Edison deck so you can showcase every Edison deck. That'll be pretty fun. Alright guys, see you later.